Okay, YouTube, this is going to be a tutorial on how to hook up your wireless x42 headsets to your Xbox 360 and the required cables needed to do so. As you open up your package, you realize you have an Xbox headset, and the headset has a detachable a mic that you have to install, but I won't do that here. You got your wire for your leading to your controller to your headset, and you got a digital cable, which is an opti cable, that'll be needed to hook up to your Xbox. The required cable, video cable in the back of your Xbox, is an HD cable. If you have a arcade version box like I have here, it came with a regular audio video cable that will not do to hook this up, so therefore you'll have to get a different set of cables if you don't have that, and usually you can get them at GameStop like 15 bucks. So, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in the back here. You have your regular cable back here. This is your audio video cable in the back of your TV, or your Xbox rather, leading to your TV. And if you have the right ones, it's going to have HD right here, TV, and regular TV. You're going to switch that to HD TV, because if you have what I have is regular HD TV. So also in the back of the HD cable, you'll have a small port right here which will receive that optical cable I referred to in the back. Let me get that out for you. This optical cable here, right here, has an end on it like that. That will go into the back of this. If you've got an AV style cable, an AV style cable without HD, it will not have that little port in the back. It'll be completely blank. There'll be nothing there. That means that if you have that blank, you will not be able to hook these headsets up at all with this digital cable. So you'll need to have that cable to be in order to do that. So let's go through the headset itself. The headset itself has simple stuff on it, you know. You got the 42, you got your microphone, you got your power button here, you got your your port for your leading to your controller with your cable as mentioned here earlier. You got your effects button right here for effects, and your volume controller. This volume controller does control game volume only. It does not control the speech volume. The speech volume will be controlled by this volume controller, which is on this mic device. It's in line with your cable. This also is the mute switch, which you mute your game or your chat when you want to mute out from your friends or your family you're playing with. On the side of this here x42, you have a little cover that snaps open, and under that cover reveals the batteries, which are AAA batteries. 2 of those is all it takes to run this. I don't know how long they are going to run. I haven't run this at all. This is going to be a friend of mine's headset, so I do not own these headsets. But nonetheless, those where the batteries will go into there. You also are going to have this little wireless device. This wireless device is the little hub that it communicates to once it's hooked up to Xbox. You're going to end up having to pair it just like you do your controller when you pair it up to your front of your Xbox. You know, you got to hold the little button on top and you pair up your controller, so you'll have to do the same by pairing it with this pair button. And on all sides, also on the sides of this thing, you have your effects button, surround sound, and you got your surround sound off button. And obviously this is the pair button. Sorry that the video is not very clear on that. The camera is not very good seeing that, but nonetheless, that's what those are. In order to get started with this, you're going to have to take this little brain box here, and you're going to hook it up to your Xbox. If I get this mess out of the way. Let's see here. Alright. You're going to hook this Xbox on it, and it's got a USB. Simple. It's just like anything else, even any USB 2.0 cable. So you're going to hook it up to the port just above your Ethernet, and you're going to hook it up in here like such, and it should light up, and it does. So it just kind of goes through this little light process. Now To hook up your optical cable, you're going to end up hooking up to that little port that I've referred to back here with this little cable in. So you're just going to plug it in. When you do plug it in, if the cable is good or working after you've bought it used, like I say, 15 bucks used for used cable, you should see that the little light in the center of the cable is lit up. That means that the connection is good. It means that cable is working. You'll be able to see the digital optical running in the cable. So if you see that light, that means it's working. Now where you will hook that up is you got a couple of different ports here, and I do apologize for the blurriness. You got in, out, and then you got audio, analog in. I think analog in would be like an analog cable, which you're going to have the poorest quality. So, you know, whatever to that. We don't want to even use that. And I think, but you're going to put this on the in one. That's going to be next to the out, right here on the in. You're going to hook the optical cable on the in cable. So we're going to hook that right up directly in, and that'll be hooked up into the in cable. Once you've done that, you should have a confirmation all things should light up completely. Once lit, then we're into the process of we got to sync this thing. So you're powered up. Now this thing may light up even though the Xbox is not turned on. If it's not turned on, that's fine. It doesn't matter, because we're going to end up pairing this up, and then the controller or the headset, the power button on the headset will control this box to turn it on and off. It actually not only does it turn off the headset, it actually turns this little communicator off as well at the same time. So what you'll do is you're going to take that pair button and you're going to hold it for several seconds until you see this first light flash. Is kind of heart beating right now. Alright, so now it's flashing. It's actually trying to communicate with the headset now. And what you'll do is you'll go to find your power button right here, and you're going to sit there and hold that too, just like you would do your Xbox controller, and you'll see that the light on the side will flash. And once it starts flashing, right, they're communicating. As they flash simultaneously together, that means that they are talking to each other at the same time. That means they found each other, talking and working together. So therefore you're hooked to your little communicator box here. That means that they're hooked together. And once it's completed its complete communication, the headsets will remain into a heartbeat mode. What you see here is not only that they're turned on, but they're also communicating. You should have a solid state light here and a heartbeat here. Now everything's in functional. Okay. Now if you wanted in order to turn this thing off, you would just hold your power button on your headset. Just hold it down for several seconds. It'll start to go out of heartbeat mode, and everything went together. Like I said earlier, that the power button will control the brain, or the communicating box, transmitter box, and shut both the controller headset and the transmitter off at the same time. Therefore, again, when you want to play your game or use the headset, you hold the button down several seconds, thus far turning everything back on. You go into heartbeat mode. Once you're in heartbeat mode, that means the headset is live and active. That means it's working. It should be hearing sound out your box or out your earphones, and all that greatness. In order to hook up a wire for your communicator or to your controller, I'm going to assume that I have wireless controllers. So I'm going to assume even if you have a wired controller, you know, this part shouldn't matter as far as like communication. But what you would do is you take the straight side, and then what I mean by straight side, you got a straight end on one end of the cable, and you're going to have an elbow on the other. So what you would do is take the straight end, and remember what I was saying earlier about you have this port right here for controller. It's going to be a little hole right there. You're going to plug that straight one into it directly. Okay. Once you plug that in, and obviously I have a chat pad on my particular controller. In fact, let me grab the other controller. my controller here has a chat pad built onto it, and on that chat pad you're going to have a little port here. But if you didn't have a chat pad or don't own one, you'll still have this port right here, the center hole. You would just plug the little 90 into that one, like that, and it would look like that. That's what it looks like without the chat pad on there. But you know, if you were have a chat pad like such as I do, you take that. You just, oops, sorry. You would just take and plug it in right here, like such. And you should be able to communicate and talk with your friends. And the chat pad does work even though this is wireless. The chat pad still works. You know, you hit your little Xbox button, bring up your screens, and you can go to messaging, and you can still use the chat pad regardless. You can even send voice messages regardless of that. I do know that these headsets are PC compatible. You run them on a PC if you set them up to a PC. But obviously if you're Xbox, and you're not going to be doing PC because you don't like controllers other than game controllers, or you might even like keyboards. It's hard to say. But yeah, this is how you hook this up. Like I say, without that HD cable, this is not possible. None of this is possible without the HD cable. If you don't have that HD cable, these X42s will not hook up to the Xbox. Now this is a, I don't know how the Xbox thin or black box is, but this is how this is hooked up on the white box. I've never had the opportunity to have or own a Xbox black or a thin one, but you know, this is how the arcade version or lower white box version would hook up onto this to run these headsets. Now, you know, it has an effects button. I don't know that I heard anything that really changed. I don't have a manual that says how to use those effects buttons. I'm going to assume that somebody on the other end would hear some kind of funny effect through your chat, or perhaps even an effect in the earpucks for your game. I don't have any idea how that would work. I never heard anything different. None of my friends have told me anything different that sounded. So I'm not so sure how that works. You know, these are sold without a manual, so I don't know nothing about them. That feature, you know, I've tried playing with the surround sound. That does work. It turns it off. The sound angles, I didn't really notice anything different, and therefore, again, that may be because I'm user error and I don't know the total deal with that. A lot of this hookup is common sense for me, so I just knew how to pair it. I knew how to hook it up and make them work without any much special adapters or anything like that. The only thing I found was that if you didn't have the HD cable, you wouldn't be able to hook this up. I had the guy that is going to be owning these, I asked him if he had that port on there, and he says, no, I do not have that. And I said, well, then you're going to be in big trouble, because you won't be able to hook it up and it won't work. If they offer any kind of audio, hardline audio video hookup to make these work, I did not see on Turtle Beach's website where it was offered. This is a definite, from what I can see, a digital hookup. There's pretty much an audio video cable hookup for this is not going to work. You're really going to have this, you know, digital hookup to make it work. When I asked the type of cable, when I looked up the type of cables that you could use, it didn't even offer anything regular standard audio video. It only offered optical cable hookup. So if you don't have the used $15 HD cables, or if you don't have the HD cable that would have came in your box, you would never be able to use this. So and you know, they say it's PC compatible. How the heck would you hook it up PC? Really don't even know. Therefore, again, I own a 360, as you can tell, and I don't care one bit or another how it hooks to the PC, more so than I care about how it hooks to this 360. So this is my you just got no choice but to have that cable. If you don't have that back cable, you're not going anywhere fast. And thank you for watching this video. And I do appreciate your time. It'll be my first video, and I hope to do another one if I can help anyone. If you like this video, please mark like. And I'm assuming that you would be here because you don't have the manual, and I've somewhat figured out how to hook these up. So you all have yourself a nice day, and enjoy.